Hey guys, welcome back to the compound garage. As you can tell by the vehicle here on the workbench, I'm going to be making the InGen helicopter that the team uses to get to the island in Jurassic Park. Now the chopper they use is completely different make and model, and this is clearly a combat chopper, but I think it's close enough that once I get some paint on it and add some decals that it won't really matter that it's not the same chopper they use. As long as it looks cool and it's close enough to get the idea across, that's all I really care about. I've been wanting to create a shot of the team sort of getting to the island, and in order to do that, I needed to find a helicopter that was roughly around the 1/18 scale. But after digging around on Amazon for a while, I came across the Click and Play and military chopper, and this thing ended up being the perfect size for what I needed. So I ordered it and it finally showed up, so we can start to strip this thing down, paint it up, and take the photo. And I am pretty much going through all of this work just for one picture, but that is the commitment I have for this hobby. All of this hard work for the perfect shot. If you guys want to make one for yourself, I will drop a link down below in the description box so you can grab one. But we have a lot of work to do on this thing, so we're not going to waste any more time. Let's go ahead and jump right in and get started. First thing to do is completely dismantle and strip everything off the chopper that we can to make painting and masking easier. Unfortunately, the chopper is just held together with screws all on one side, and everything pops off pretty easy, including the windows, with an exception of the ones on the door, which are glued on for some reason, while the other ones just kind of click on with tabs. So we'll have to mask those things off before we lay down the silver spray paint. So with everything off the chopper, I've got it completely stripped down, and the first color to go down will be Krylon Fusion Metallic Silver Spray Paint. I'm using rattle can spray paint for this, and I've used this stuff before on projects and it's a real solid paint. I recommend applying 2 to 3 coats and then let it cure overnight to ensure the paint has bonded to the plastic before laying down your masking tape. So it is the next day, the paint has cured and everything is looking good, so now we can start to mask off the areas we want to paint blue. To get a general reference point, I grabbed some shots of the chopper here off of sketchfab.com. These were done by Paul Elder, and I'll drop a link below so you can take a closer look at the chopper if you want. Now I'm going to do a simplified version of this, which means I won't be doing the tiny little pinstripes running along the bottom of the chopper. Those are just super thin and that seems insanely difficult, so I'm just going to leave those off for the sake of ease. As for everything else, you can see there's some triangle shapes on the tail with a blue stripe running along the body that connects to the main cockpit area, which is all blue. So I'm just going to mask off a variation of this design and just kind of play off the chopper I'm working with. And when I'm done, it'll look something like this. And now that I've got it all masked off, we can go ahead and throw down some blue paint. So I've got my blue paint mixed into a cup right here, and I'll be shooting it through my airbrush. If you don't have an airbrush, you can just use blue rattle can paint. Just go to the hardware store, craft store, and find a blue color that will work for you. Just make sure that your tape is laid down tight against the body so you don't get any bleeding. And remember to apply your blue with very thin coats and let it dry in between coats if you're using spray paint to ensure you get a nice smooth finish. So with all of the blue done, the last thing we need to do is apply the decals. And I've got some spare InGen water slide decals from Bad Mother Tattoos off of eBay. And I printed out the N293G that's on the tail of the chopper onto some water slide decal paper that I got off of Amazon. And for the font, I just used Microsoft Word, and I printed out a test piece, just to make sure I had the right size, and then I printed it out on my inkjet printer onto that water slide decal paper, and it turned out better than I was expecting. I gave the helicopter a couple of coats of clear coat just to really protect that paint and help lock in the water slide decals, so the only thing left to do is reassemble the chopper, and then I can finally head over to the photo booth and set up my shot. So to create this scene, I needed a waterfall background. So I went to Amazon and just searched waterfall backdrops for photography, and this one came up. So I'll just pin it to my back wall, and then I'll set the chopper up on a helipad and put the figures into place. And then I'll add some little props like this wooden fence and some fake plants and stuff just to sort of round the scene out. But once everything is in place and I kind of find the right angle, I'll put my camera on my tripod, I'll zoom in tight and take the shot. And I figured while I had everything set up, I might as well do a shot of the survivors escaping the island like they do at the end of the movie, kind of like a before and after thing. I thought that would be pretty cool. But that is pretty much it for this little project. I hope you guys enjoyed this little look behind the scenes of what I do to get the perfect shot. If you end up making this chopper for yourself, remember to tag me over on Instagram at the Jurassic Park compound, because I'd love to see how yours turns out. In the meantime, for more Jurassic related content, you know where to find it. Links will be in the description box below. You guys take care, and I'll see you around the compound.